Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Disabled Reality. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke. We have a very interesting topic for today's show, in which it is we need to go back to the days of if you don't do your job, then you don't have a job. You know, um, I understand that with all the changes that are going around in businesses today, a lot of people can work from home, uh, doing remote work and all these other changes that have been going on. And I totally understand that. But at the same time, you know, you got a lot of these workers who just don't want to do their damn jobs. Seriously, you know, and a lot of these workers want to BS their way around, telling lies and everything. And, I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you a perfect example. Actually, I'll give you two perfect examples. The first one is I was dealing with this representative from our local hospital in order to try to get this condition or illness taken off my records since the test results came back showing that I do not have this condition or illness, right? And she tells me that she was going to send me this form for me to fill out and submit back to her and to get this condition or illness taken off my records, right? So I did exactly what she said. I filled out this form and I submitted it back to her, and I didn't hear anything for quite some time. And so she first tells me, "Well, sir, I sent you the HIPAA form. I didn't send you the amendment form." I said, "Excuse me. Yes, you sent me the amendment form because I read her the title of the form. And it says, uh, and I said to her, I said, how can I know the title of this form if you didn't send it to me?" So then she stayed quiet, right? Then she goes and says, "Well, I don't see that you returned the completed form back to me." And then I showed it to her. I said, "I sent it to you in an email. Here's a copy of those emails." Then she stayed quiet again. And then I said to her, I said, "You know what? You're a liar." And now I printed out those emails and I sent a copy of those emails. And I also printed out another copy of that amendment form. And I sent all of that over to the hospital's administrative headquarters. I mean, really? I mean, come on. You know, honestly, you got caught in a lie. You BSing me around. I mean, come on. And I'll give you another example. Um, I've been dealing with this agency, yeah, to in regards to my home health aides, my home attendants, right? And the last one that I had, this was her last week because she moved on to doing different work with a different company and so on, and to better her life. And that's understandable, and I wish her all the best. And um, she told me about a week or so ago that this was going to be her last week, so I immediately contacted my caseworker over at this agency, and I left him messages for quite some time, uh, and I didn't hear back from him for almost a week. And he turns around and he tells me that, well, actually, before I get into that part, because I didn't hear back from him for at least a week, I started contacting other caseworkers at this agency. I said, please, um, He hasn't gotten back to me. Can you get him the message? This is the situation, and so on and so forth. And I got so mad that he didn't, call me back. I asked one of the other caseworkers, I said, can you please tell me the name and phone number of your guy's immediate supervisor so that way I can get this situation handled, right? So, anyways, after I contacted these other caseworkers, one of them contacted my caseworker, right? Then all of a sudden he calls me back and he says to me, this was his exact words, ladies and gentlemen. This was his exact words. I don't listen to my messages. That's what you tell people? Really? I don't listen to my messages. I said, how is that the right way of doing business? I said, you know, if I'm in a situation, I'm to call you, and then you are supposed to respond back to my messages. So he says, so his excuse was he doesn't listen to his messages, right? Complete BS. Complete BS. He just didn't want to do his job. Complete BS, right? So, um, you know, and now they had to rush around, and luckily they got me somebody else, another home attendant who will be starting next week. But the point is, they did all this nonsense and lies and so on. And this is why I say if you don't do your job, you shouldn't be having a job. We need to go back to those days of if you don't do your job, you don't have a job. To hell with the effing unions and all this other stuff. And we need to go back to the days of if you don't do your job, you don't have a job. End of story. Seriously, these crappy, disgusting workers need to be gone. They do. Because once they realize their jobs are on the line, you'll see them start to do their jobs. Seriously. But anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. You guys could check out all the items on there. And I also wanted to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that is AIHNY.com. And you guys could check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.